Have you ever wondered what might happen to your body and mind if you stopped talking entirely for a year? Would you go completely mute? Would your voice ever sound the same again? Today, we're diving into the effects of a year-long silence experiment inspired by studies and psychological insights into how humans communicate. According to psychologist Matthias Mayl, who researched daily word counts, an average person speaks around 16,000 words a day. A handful of people might even reach 20,000 words in a single day. But what if you went from all that talking to absolute silence? Let's say, just for fun, that you're offered a $10 million reward for keeping silent for an entire year. Are you in? Let's look at the journey day by day to see what you might experience. Your first challenge hits right away. When someone calls your name or asks a question, you'll have to resist the natural urge to reply. You might feel anxious, lonely, or even irritated because you're used to voicing thousands of words every day. Even if you can still text or message people, you'll quickly realize that typing doesn't replace the feeling of speaking. There's something unique about saying words out loud, and without it, you may feel an empty, almost restless sensation. It's like you're holding something back all the time. After a week, the silence might start feeling oddly relaxing. Without needing to speak, you avoid awkward social situations, arguments, and small talk. You may find that it brings a sense of peace and mental space. No need to fill silences or add your voice to conversations. But even as things quiet down around you, you may notice the start of a subtle detachment from others. By the end of the month, this peace might start to feel like isolation. Not talking for a whole month has now set a sort of numbness over you. Even texting might feel pointless. You may feel as if there's an invisible wall between you and everyone else, a barrier that prevents you from fully connecting. This is the stage where you begin self-isolating, not just physically, but mentally.
After a full year, you might actually forget what it feels like to speak. At this point, you may feel mentally drained or emotionally distant, as though you've shut down. Socially, you could feel more withdrawn and introverted, and simple conversations might no longer seem interesting. The thrill of the reward might be the only thing motivating you to continue. So, when you finally get the green light to speak, what happens? Many people assume their voice would be unchanged, but actually, after such a long period of silence, your vocal cords would have adapted to non-use. Your first attempt at speaking might come out as strange sounds or even raspy grunts. In fact, your voice could be weak and breathless, and trying to speak at length may feel like an exhausting workout. Without consistent vocal use, your brain may struggle to coordinate your speech patterns smoothly, almost like a child learning to speak again. Why does this happen? When we speak, a complex system involving the diaphragm, lungs, vocal cords, and brain must work in harmony. Speech triggers vibrations in the vocal cords, which rely on the coordination of the throat, mouth, and sinus passages. After prolonged disuse, your voice might sound different due to weaker vocal cord strength, and speaking for long periods might leave you feeling winded. Research, like that from New York University, suggests that prolonged silence can even alter brain pathways involved in speech. After a year of silence, you might feel clumsy with words, or pause frequently as your brain relearns how to structure sentences.
Extended silence might not strip you of your ability to speak altogether, but the psychological effects could be lasting. Without regular verbal interaction, you might become more introverted or struggle with social anxiety. After all, humans are social creatures, and verbal communication is essential for bonding, self-expression, and emotional health. So while a year of silence might sound intriguing, especially with a $10 million reward on the line, it could come with some hidden costs. Silence may be golden, but too much of it could have lasting effects on your voice, your mind, and your connection with others. How long do you think you could go without speaking? And if you did this challenge, what would your first words be at the end? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more curious questions and fascinating facts.